So one of the downsides, like I've mentioned before on this channel, of living in the Midwest is owning a motorcycle. As far as any good roads to ride, you're kind of stuck with going straight. You're either going straight north and south or straight east and west. There are some small areas that have a couple twisties, maybe a couple hills, but nothing crazy, and it doesn't last very long.
That's what she said.
Well, I've heard from several people, local and in the comment section, that there is a stretch of road up north of me, kind of by Leavenworth. It's just south of Leavenworth, actually. If you haven't heard of many places in Kansas, I'm sure you've heard of Leavenworth, known for its large prison up there. But yeah, there's a stretch of K5. The actual highway of K5 is only about like 20 some miles. But then there's what looked like about a 10-mile stretch of road that has, you know, some decent turns, it looks like. Probably nothing that you would see, you know, in Tennessee or anything like that, but for this area, it's probably at least worth checking out. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump on the highway here and then get off at K5 and take that for about 10 miles up to Lansing, where it comes out. And then after that, there's a really cool city called Weston, Missouri we're going to check out with a cool pub that I want to show you guys. So let's go ahead and jump on the highway and we'll see what this is all about. And of course, the first thing that happens is we hit road construction. Awesome. This is the part of riding a Harley Davidson that sucks. My legs are so hot. I'm just sitting here in traffic. This is when I wish lane splitting was legal here. Maybe jump on the shoulder. So this did not end well. Literally just coasting down the hill in neutral. Oh, my legs are on fire. And of course, the only exit off the highway before the wreck is closed. Aye.
Much later.
So here we are on K5. So this is about where it's supposed to get a little good. Alright, so I had to pull over and change the GoPro batteries, but now we're at the start of the good part, supposedly, of K5. So let's go check that out. Of course, we're going to start off on this gravel. That's awesome. So we got about 9 miles worth of decent road, so we'll see. Right now we're going straight. So the Missouri River is over here, so we kind of ride along the Missouri River. If nothing else, it's a bit of a change of scenery. Well, and that's pretty much it. It's a pretty cool little drive with some 25-mile-an-hour turns and everything like that. So a little bit of twisties for for Kansas. That was pretty good. Definitely somewhere down a road I haven't been, which is pretty cool. We were kind of right along the Missouri River there. So when we go up to Weston, which I'm going to take you guys, we're actually going to be crossing that river and getting into some cool roads back there as well. So I'm going to stop and take a break up here, and then we'll get back on the road. Alright, so we are on the north side of Leavenworth, and we're getting to the point where you end on this road and you can either go straight to prison or we can go right towards Weston. I think, you know, I figure let's go right. Sounds like the better option. But this is actually a pretty cool little town, especially in the fall where they have fall festivals and everything. There is a winery over here where you can taste all the wine that they have to offer. And then these streets are obviously usually packed with vendors and stuff like that. So it is pretty cool. Just gonna drive through this little downtown area real quick. There is a brewery down here as well. So cool little old town in Weston, Missouri. I definitely wouldn't mind living in a cool little historic town like this. But then of course, then you got to deal with all the tourists. And we are at O'Malley's Pub. Alright, so on the right side they do have just a normal restaurant where you can sit down and have food and everything. But the coolest part, which I hope is open, is this O'Malley's Bar, which just happens to be 6 stories underground. So let's go see if that sucker is open. O'Malley's Irish Pub in Weston, Missouri is hidden almost 60 feet underground in the cellars of what was, in the 19th century, the Weston Brewing Company. The space has functioned as a brewery on and off since its inception of 1842 and was even forced to close when Prohibition was signed into law. It is the second oldest brewery west of the Hudson. The domed limestone cellar was built without cement, using the weight of each rock below it to support the 2 to 3 foot thick walls. This was the perfect place to house the lager. These limestone walls are now decorated with flags, historic beer and liquor ads, and a chalkboard listing the night's musical lineup, which is outfitted with 2 stages. So definitely a pretty cool place to check out if you're up here in northwestern Missouri. But this place is definitely hopping on the weekends. So if you can get out here on the weekend, it's really cool, and they definitely have that bottom part open. Let's get out of here and head back. But there are some pretty cool roads on the way back until we get to the main highway, so we'll check those out. The point of a road is to get you from point A to point B, but each road has its own personality, and riding a motorcycle allows you to explore each road and what it has to offer. Even living in an area with what seems like straight, never-ending boring roads, just a little bit of a ride can take you to new places to explore and experience. While the sweeps and turns on K5 only lasted about 10 miles, it was well worth the ride up. Ending the trip with a Jack and Coke 60 feet below ground in the limestone cellars of O'Malley's Pub was an experience all in itself. The next question is, where will your road take you?